Hi, this is Mr. McConley, and this is BKW Intro to Agriculture. We are out in the garden, and we're going to look at checking to see how our seeds are germinating. In this case, we're going to take a look at some corn seeds. So, I'm going to take the camera, and we have some corn that's been planted for how long now?
Probably 5-6 days, I think.
Okay.
Everything else was planted, I think, 4 days ago, I believe.
All right.
And some corn takes longer to germinate. This is kind of a longer germination one. I think usually it would probably take 10 days to germinate, but the conditions are extremely good right now. Just underneath the soil, it's kind of moist, but the top is dry.
A lot of
that's
heat.
Good for this corn. Some of the other varieties don't take as long. Like the 70-day that I planted is more of it's germinating.
Okay. Let's take a look.
85-day. Let's see if we can find a seed here. There's one that wasn't in the ground. There it is. Right.
Look at that.
So it was just starting to poke out a little bit.
So let's hold still. Let me.
There's the root on it.
So what you're holding between your thumb and your forefinger there is the actual, looks like a corn kernel.
Yep.
And
so that's really impressive for like 6 days, I think. So I'll bury it back in. So there's another one.
Yep, and that one's also sprouting.
So I'll put that one there. It's not really good to dig them up, but let that one go. But I do just to see where it's at. But I plant a lot, so I'm not too worried about
it. If you lose a couple, you're not worried about that?
Yeah, I'd rather know if there's something wrong and they're not germinating and I have to replant them.
Mm-hmm. So typical seeds.
We can find another. Well, I guess we saw that one. Do we need another example?
No, we don't need another example. Okay. But let's just talk about seeds. Like if you buy a seed packet, and how long do seeds typically last? Like, do they get to the point where they won't germinate?
Yeah, I usually throw them out after 2 years or plant them early and see if they come up, and if they don't, then I still have a chance to replant, or I guess I don't like to depend on a seed that's older than 2 years, because you never know. None of them could germinate 50%, or they could all grow. You just don't know. So usually 2, I do 3 sometimes, but most seed packages say average seed life is 2 years, so that's usually what I go by. And anything like corn, where I'm planting a lot, I definitely wouldn't keep it for more than 2 years. If not, I'd just plant it the same year I get it.
Now there are certain seeds that have been known to have incredible shelf life, but those are usually weeds. So if you take like a knapweed or something that grows in a field, some of those seeds can last 10 years, and so if that seed doesn't have the right conditions, or it's just laying around, and then eventually it gets the right conditions, it will grow. And that's the issue with weeds, why they're so difficult to control.
Deep tillage will bring up a lot of the seeds that are old from, it's called the seed bank. But some of those seeds can even, like the longest, some of the longer ones can be there for 50 to 60 years even.
Wow.
And just a few of them come up each year and keep replanting themselves. So a lot of people like to just lightly plow, not as deep, but
okay.
It all depends on what you're doing.
Good. So it seems like your corn crop is germinating, and pretty soon we should see rows of green corn popping up in this area, and we'll come back with another video when things are looking greener and we're starting to see the fruits of our labor. So for today, this is Mr. McConley with BKW Intro to Agriculture.